r/datingoverthirty. Manifesting Angel 21 says, did I speak too soon about my desire to have marriage and kids? I 32 female, have been seeing someone for about 6 weeks now 39 male. He is genuinely one of the nicest people I've ever met, very caring, kind and considerate. He is always offering to help me with manly jobs at my apartment, always holds doors open, pays for dinners, etc etc. The fact the sex is great is a bonus. We see each other about 3 times a week with sleepovers. We have both repeatedly said that it's weird how comfortable we are with each other so early on. However, while we can be silly with each other, I sometimes feel he finds it difficult to talk about serious things. Last night we went to dinner and bumped into a friend of mine who'd sadly just been love-bombed and dumped. She asked my guy if he had any single friends, and he said that sadly, most of his friends were married with kids. Once she'd left, I asked why he hadn't been married or had kids yet. He blurted out that he wasn't at that stage in his life yet, he is 39. And that marriage had never been something he'd thought about. I asked if he was against marriage and kids completely, and he said no, that he would like kids and doesn't want to be an old dad, but that he doesn't think has in a space right now to have kids. He said he wants a new house and a dog before he has kids, because it's important for kids to have a dog. I felt like this was a good time to explain that I'm turning 33 soon, that I have problems with my fertility, and if he doesn't see himself having kids or marriage within the next few years, then we probably aren't right for each other. I added that I didn't mean necessarily with me, just in general. It wasn't an attack, I just wanted to state that I'm dating with intent. I then explained that it's important to me that I have a baby with someone who is a great father. He said that I'd be a great mom, and that he loves how self-sufficient I am. He said I'm the sweetest, kindest woman in the world, and he loves how empathetic I am. A comment that has thrown and confused me though is this: I said I'd occasionally had fantasies of eloping to Vegas to get married because it's romantic. He turned round and said he'd do that with me tomorrow. Today he hasn't been very responsive or communicative, and I'm worried that I've ruined it. At the same time, I feel like I needed to get this conversation out of the way. So was I in the Kaken 1991 says, I've been on more than one date where the guy compliments me, my life path, says I'd be a good mom, etc. Generally with the flow of the conversation, not too weird in the moment, but then the guys also have some kind of phobia against showing why commitment. I don't know why they do that, but now if I notice any hint of that behavior, I end it. Anista 2024 says, however, while we can be silly with each other, I sometimes feel he finds it difficult to talk about serious things. My ex was like this. I thought it was just at the start and gave it patience, but it never got better. She loved being silly, but could not have grown-up conversations about any big life decisions. This is something you want to vet before getting invested. He's not 25 anymore. He's 39. If he can't talk about these things now, maybe he never can. He wasn't at that stage in his life yet, he is 39. And that marriage had never been something he'd thought about. He doesn't think he's in a space right now to have kids. Red flag. A guy who made it to 39 without ever thinking about it either never wants to settle down or is very immature for his age. Either is bad if you are ready to settle down. Windesmiffervelment says, 6 weeks is too soon to know if they are truly one of the nicest people you've ever met. Not trying to be critical of you, but just a good reminder that everyone puts their best foot forward at first, and knowing someone's true character takes time. I've been in very similar scenarios and it never ends well. These are all red flags, emo. I would bring up my intentions and dating goals on date 2 or 3 and see if we align. He sounds immature and like he's using humor to avoid a genuine conversation. Now he's pulling away because you showed up for yourself and shared some wants/needs that scare him. But he's showing you who he is. If anything above doesn't resonate, the Vegas comment is the biggest red flag. Save yourself the future heartache. You sound like a catch. There's a guy out there who's open to having these conversations earlier on, since he will likely be looking for the same. r/datingoverthirty. Geminiski1 says, should I give him my number while he's working? We met yesterday while I was talking about my car. He works at the shop there. We were definitely flirting a little and had good banter and conversation. They had to order some parts and I'm bringing my car back in tomorrow for the service. I think he's cute and I want to slip him my number so we could go out, but is this weird if he's at work? If he wanted my number, would he have just asked? He mentioned he was single and I got the feeling he wanted to ask, but I'm a customer so IDK. Once my car's done I'll probably never go back there again as it was a random pop-in, so I guess I have nothing to lose. He said he'll be there at my app time. How will you feel if a woman slipped you her number while you're at work? Wit Black Type says, the man is never allowed to ask in any work-related situation. If he is wrong about gauging a woman's interest, it is sexual harassment. Period. If you want anything from him other than his mechanic skills, you need to pass him your number and say call/text me. Feel Me Base says, no, he is there for work. It's very rude to ask someone out or flirt during work hours. It's highly inappropriate and very creepy. Just kidding lol, I'm using Reddit dating logic here of never asking someone out or flirting with them outside of bars, maybe, and apps. I swear people on here are super antisocial and are afraid to live life. Go for it. Worst thing he can do is not call you. Which he isn't already. Enough Zombie 2038 says, are you putting it on an actual piece of paper or like a receipt? I don't think I ever look at receipts. Yogurt Closetok 2886 says, high potential for an issue with his job. If he asked you for YOUR almost no issue at all for you to give him yours though. Go for it. Celestivan says, give him your number. Yalhad Time says, I'm dating someone who I really like because she came into my workplace, we chatted, there was a vibe, and she asked me out for coffee. I'm grateful every day she had the courage to be forward because I would not have felt comfortable doing it while working. On the flip side, I think it can be difficult to gauge whether someone at work is being flirty or just being friendly, but if you do it tactfully and give them your number instead of asking for theirs, it takes off any pressure for them to answer immediately in a place that can't just leave. I also think in your specific case, the vibes are there and he seems to be hinting that he's available and interested. Go for it. It's me Gain 023 says, so what if the roles were reversed? All the men in here asking, almost every day, if they should give the barista or the waitress their number. And every single response is, don't do it, this woman is literally being paid to be nice to you. Why is it okay the other way around? Why is it okay for women to give men their numbers while the men are at work? Why isn't there one set of standards? r/datingoverthirty. Tamana Primble says, how honest are you with your closest friends about their dating choices? Weird one, but curious how others handle these situations. Generally I'm of the opinion that if I don't like someone's partner but they like them, I don't really comment. It's not my place unless they're really hurting my friend badly. I have one friend, arguably my best friend of them all, who was the one who did the wrong thing with a new girl he was seeing. I really love and respect this friend. He's an incredible friend, the best I've ever had. The way he cares for and treats his friends is exemplary. But I've noticed he isn't the same / as good in his relationships. In the past he struggled with women. He's really smart and handsome and kind, He's had many short-term things and a few long-term ones, but he's just chosen them badly or not treated them well. He's had some childhood trauma that's affected his approach to relationships clearly. He recently met someone and was super into her straight off the bat. They had a whirlwind romance for a couple of weeks. And then, as it was getting deeper, he confessed to her about a white lie he had told when they first met that he wanted to clear up so that could start on the right foot. She seems to have gotten the ick from that convo, and it's over now. OFC, him telling a white lie was wrong. It was a stupid lie and he's got work to do to fix his approach to relationships. As his really close friend, I know all the good things about him and I think he's better than this. But I don't know how honest it's okay to be with your mid-30s friend about the work they need to do on themselves. I have told him I think he needs to be in therapy like yesterday, but unsure how real I should be with him, beyond that about the things I've noticed about him from how well I know him. Do you guys give your friends honest and constructive feedback during dating? Or do you avoid it and leave that to the unbiased therapists or strangers on? Floopoo32 says, don't give advice unless asked. Trust me. 1W2E3E says, they all know I'm severely single. I hide nothing. And they all know I've got really no dates in sight. Ned1861 says, I never say anything to my friends about my dating choices, and they don't say anything to me about this. Jeremy Jermorak8108 says, I pretty much always know when someone I know is with a person that it's not gonna last with, specifically someone really bad for them. I don't usually tell them at all. If they ask directly, and it's happened kind of a lot tbh, I tell them the truth, but they always ask why, and I don't ever have an answer, so they ignore it. It's just a feeling I have. Inevitably, when the breakup happens, I'll have to hear about all the terrible things about the person that made them undateable, but I had no way of knowing any of that at the time. It's a little irritating. Asking my advice is redundant if you're not intending to take it, but on the other hand I can't take a hard stance telling someone to break it off with their so when I don't have any of the vital information. Beautiful Ladder 848 says, I guess I'm the odd one out here, but no, I don't think it's your place unless your friend is actively soliciting an opinion from you. Thek1ng69 says, look out for friends, screw everyone else. Reformedtomboy says, if you're close enough to discuss dating and pitfalls, bring it up. I'm not too crazy about the 21st century form of close friendship where you don't hold a mirror up to the other person when they are doing things counterproductive to their ultimate goal. There is no point calling this man a best/great friend when you can't be honest with his mishandling of romantic relationships. Also let me just commend you for recognizing what you see as a potential problem/hindrance for your friend and being willing to address it. A lot of people will see their friends act in shitty ways to others, but turn a blind eye because he's cool with me. Thank you for having some integrity. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.